I remember having this thought when you and I were in the Battle of Ramadi. And that thought was how freaking awesome the U.S. military was and how much of that awesomeness relied on these individual human beings that were making things happen. Because when you look at the operations that were taking place, when you look at the effort that was put forth, it was literally platoon commanders, company commanders, battalion commanders, brigade commander, that was through force of will making things happen. Making things happen. You could, if the brigade commander didn't really care and just wanted to kind of do a deployment and get it under his belt and just like, yep, I did my deployment. If he didn't care, if he didn't want to do good, we wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
Right. A battalion commander that's going to push into an area of operations that hasn't been pushed into, there is individual effort. And here's what's scary is, look, in the Battle of Ramadi, we were trying to stabilize and secure the city of Ramadi. If there's no goal like that, a clearly defined goal, and you have people that are trying to make their best individual effort to make their mark, to leave their mark, to do something, to get a good fit rep, what are you going to do? You're going to say, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to expand, we're going to grow more, I need more people. This idea that there's no real competing asset or competing perspective of someone that's saying, hey, wait a second, what are you actually doing over there? I mean, if let's say you were in the Marine Corps and you were supposed to train Iraqi soldiers, and I do turnover with you, and you say, yep, hey Jocko, we trained 100 Iraqi soldiers. And I go, that's great. How many Iraqi soldiers do you think I'm going to train? How many do you think?
101.
At least 101.
Yeah.
At least 101.
Yeah.
I'm going to do more than you.
Totally.
I'm going to do more than you. I remember, this is back in the day, I remember going out on workups with the fleet. And you could see, I did a workup with the fleet that was, I wasn't embarked, but we did some work with Marines. Then my next deployment, I did a full workup with the Marines. Then the next one, I did another full workup with the Marines. So I basically saw 3 workups in a row with the Marines. And each one of them was a little bit more. Each workup was a little bit more.
For sure.
Hey, oh yeah, you guys did 4 amphibious landings? Oh yeah.
I'm going to do 5.
We did 5.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the next one? Well, the next guy's doing 6. This is real.
Yeah. I had similar experience. And even in training, classic question is the outgoing squadron versus the incoming squadron. How many pounds of ordnance did you drop? 74,000. Cool. Hey, right on the board. We're dropping 75K. And that's why I said 101.
Yeah,
which
for
was
sure.
like,
101.
yeah, oh, cool.
Yeah,
I did
a
one
little
more.
bit more than you.
Yep, whatever that is. 100%. 100%.
So when you get, that just reminds me of what we're talking about here, which is no admiral goes, you know what, I think we need less ships. The amount of admirals that say that is 0.
Totally.
The amount of generals that say, I need less divisions, I need less brigades, I need less battalions. The number of generals that say that is 0. Or, sure, are there some? I'm sure there are. But the vast majority, and those few that say, well, I think we need less ships. He's definitely not getting promoted.
He's not going to be the CNO.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be the CNO. Hey, I'm the guy that downsized the Navy. Promote me. It's not happening. Right. It's not happening. Hey, I got us less brigades, less combat brigades. Good job. Yeah, let's promote you. No one says that. So you have this self-fulfilling prophecy and this self-licking ice cream cone, which is a term I understand what it means, but I'm not exactly sure, where it came from.
Right.
But that's what you have. Right, is we want to have more. And that's exactly what he's talking about here. There was very few people that would come back and say, hey, the Iraqi soldiers, we had to do it in Ramadi. We had to say, these guys are not ready yet. Because it was so obvious what would happen if we just sent them out on their own. And they tried. I mean, you remember they turned over like some of the checkpoints, like 2, 9, or 5, and they turned it over. And 2 days later, the insurgents hit it and overrun it.
Yep.
ECP-3 down there on the bridge, same thing. turned it over to the Iraqis. Hey, these guys are ready. It's like, actually, no, they weren't ready, and they got annihilated. So there wasn't really the opportunity for us to be like, well, the Iraqi troops that we are trained are now 100%, what'd they call it? They're ready for unilateral operations.
Right.
I didn't send up a message saying, yep, our Iraqis that we've been training for 6 months are now ready for unilateral operations, even though that was what everybody wanted us to say, but we couldn't say it there because you would find out on their first operation that there is no possible way they were ready. But if we would have been a more permissive environment, the pressure to say, yeah, hey, they can conduct unilateral operations, the pressure would have been so great, because otherwise it'd be like, hey, Jocko, the last task unit commander that's out here has, he trained up 4 platoon special mission unit elements that were now ready to perform unilateral operations. What did you do? I'd be like, well, actually, I don't think those 4 are even capable, and we should downgrade them. Well, what's wrong with you, Jocko? The last task unit commander was able to do this. Why couldn't you do that? So you would have felt that pressure. And a lot of times people break to that pressure. I mean, obviously, I think that happened a lot in Afghanistan. Yeah, hey, we trained these guys for 6 months. Now, who says, yeah, we trained somebody for 6 months, they're not capable. We trained them for a year, they're not capable. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do. It's also difficult to assess. So I think you get this. That's what he's talking about here. There's no admiral wants to be without a ship. No general wants to be without a command. So what do? They want more.